How's it going out there, YouTube land? Cyberneticshark here with another new movie review coming at you. So let's get right into this movie review and see what I saw. So welcome to an all-new movie review there out there in YouTube land, and my great subscribers, and also anybody else that takes the chance and gives this movie review a view. Anywho, so the movie I'll be talking about today is a movie that just came out the beginning of May, and I'm just getting around to finally getting to doing a review on it, and I saw it about 3 weeks ago, I would say, probably almost a month ago now. And it was just a really fun, awesome, and really well done live-action CGI film that I feel that was probably one of the best live-action of this animated comic and animated, anime series that I've seen. And I thought it was really good and really fun. Now, this happens to be the movie called Pokemon Detective Pikachu. Oh, yeah! So, Detective Pikachu Pokemon, the film, as I like to call it sometimes, or Pokemon Detective Pikachu, as some like to call it as well, is a great and fun movie. This movie has a great star cast. It was really well directed by a great director, and it just was really fun, and honestly, it made me love Pokemon a lot more. And I was never a big Pokemon fan to begin with. Even when I was growing up, I was at the age, I was already into my, mid-20s when Pokemon really became really big. And so my younger brothers were into it, but I really wasn't. But this movie really enlightened me to what the cool characters were and really made me appreciate it more and want to know more about it. So I ended up downloading Pokemon Go and started playing it. So now I'm obsessed with it, which is really funny, I think. Maybe I should get some help. Doctor? Anyways, so Pokemon Detective Pikachu, like I said, is an awesome and funny, awesome movie. So to start this off, we have none other than the director himself that I feel is a really fun guy. I always enjoy his films that he directs. I think he's a great director and just does a lot of great films. And that, of course, is Mr. Rob Letterman. Now, Rob Letterman you might recognize as the director of a few things over the years, and a couple films that I really enjoyed. Now, to start off with this awesome director, the first movie I really enjoyed that he directed was an awesome film that Jack Black was in back in 2012 that just got a sequel last year. And thankfully we got Jack Black back in the film, of course, the second film. But unfortunately Rob Letterman didn't come back to direct the second one. But still is an amazing and fun film. And it's based off of an amazing book series that I read growing up. And that, of course, is the great film Goosebumps. Oh, yeah! Absolutely love Goosebumps, the movie. I thought it was so great, so fun, so hilarious, and just had a great ensemble cast. I loved everyone that was involved with it, and Jack Black was so awesome as being R.L. Stine. And it just was so well directed. I thought it had a lot of great humor to it, a lot of great adult humor, a lot of great respects to the, book series, but at the same time gave us this really fun and kind of a cool concept if it was really to happen in the real world. And I thought that Rob did an amazing job with it and giving us this really fun film. The CGI work I thought was really excellent in the film, and I thought that Rob's direction just did a really great job with the film and gave us this really fun, great first film to this great film series that I'm hopefully they'll make even more films, not just the second one that they released last year. This is just a fun film, and I thought that Rob did a really good job with directing it, giving us this great vision, and bringing R.L. Stine's creations to life. Now, the second film that Rob Letterman directed that I thought was a really fun film, and I don't think it gets enough credit for how fun of a film it is, and it's another film starring the great Jack Black. And it's just a really fun and hilarious film, I thought. I thought it was a great adaptation of an already wonderful story that we've seen done many times over. And it just was a fun, great new, live-action film that gives us this kind of new aspect to it versus it just being a cartoon film. And that, of course, is a film called Gulliver's Travels. Oh, yeah! Absolutely loved this film. I thought it was so fantastic, so funny. I love all the awesome, kind of homages they take in the film, like with Jack Black telling the Lilliput people about like that Star Wars was his real life, Titanic was his real life, and stuff like that, and just how funny it was. And Jack Black just brought this great character to Gulliver and gave this a really fun film. But when it comes to how it was directed, I thought Rob did a really great job and just gave us this really interesting and fun and exciting, like, family-friendly action and kind of adventure film. And I thought that he took a lot of great aspects from the cartoon films and gave it to us in the live-action form. And I love the direction he took it in, too, because I just thought that it was very well-rounded how it all came out. Because I felt that it had a very strong beginning, a very strong middle, and a very strong end. And that the people he picked to be in the film, like from Jason Segel, Jack Black, Amanda Peet, Emily Blunt, were all just really well casted and just gave us this really fun film. Really great job by Rob, and I thought he did a really amazing job with that film. Now, when it comes to Pokemon Detective Pikachu, he once again knocked it out of the park. This movie is so fantastic and so well directed. The CGI animation to the writing to how the film is played out is just perfectly done. And Rob did an amazing job of giving us and bringing to life characters that, a lot of people wish had seen more on the big screen already, over the last, 30 years. And he really brought to life who Pokemon is, who Pikachu is, who Mewtwo is, who, Snorlax is, and so forth. And he just gave us this really awesome and excellently, really well-made first really live-action Pokemon film. And I feel that if he comes back to direct another one, he will knock it out of the park again. Did an amazing job with the film, really well done, and really appreciated what he gave us, and I just thought it was a really well-rounded and well-directed film. So this movie has a really all-star cast that was just really well-rounded, really well-picked, and just was perfect for the film. Now, to start off this awesome cast, we have none other than Mr. Detective Pikachu himself, Mr. Ryan Reynolds. Oh yeah! Love Ryan Reynolds. I think he's so awesome. You might recognize him from such films as Buried. You might recognize him from the box office flop, which I thought was a great film, The Green Lantern. You might also recognize him from such films as The Safe House. You might recognize him from such films as Just Friends, or even The Amazing, Incomparable, Hitman's Bodyguard. Oh yeah! Love that movie too. He's so amazing in it. But a great couple films I really enjoyed him in and thought he was fantastic in. Well, none other than a great film that I feel didn't get enough recognition when it first came out. I thought this was a really great sci-fi flick. Had an all-star cast. You had Rebecca Ferguson in it, Jake Gyllenhaal. Just a really cool and awesome concept of a sci-fi horror film. And that, of course, is a film called Life. Oh, yeah. Life. This movie is fantastic. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. It's such an amazing film. I love where they took this film. I love how it gave us this whole new appreciation for what other creatures could be living out in space. And basically they took and gave us this whole new type of creature and how it develops and how it, basically causes this giant massacre in this space station and so forth. And just, it's a really amazing sci-fi film. I thought it should have gotten more credit for how good it was. Really awesome film. And Ryan was just really awesome in it. I loved his character. I love how he presented the character. And I just love where he took the character in the film. And how he gave us this great, different approach to his, acting. Because we really haven't seen him in a ton of, I would say, sci-fi action-y films. We've seen him in a lot of, thriller type films. Like Buried and Safe House and so forth. And we've seen him in comedies. And we've seen him kind of in action comedies, but never really anything like a really serious role. And I thought that this was kind of like that sci-fi serious role for him, and I thought he did a really great job, and just was a really awesome film. If you haven't seen Life, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch. An amazing film. I also did a review on it if you want to check out to see what it's about. Definitely check out that review as well. But when it comes to him portraying Detective Pikachu in the film, he was so awesome and so stinking funny. He was so perfect. He once again kind of brought, together his, Deadpool sound. And I think that's absolutely hilarious how he did that. And I just thought he did a really amazing job with the character. And I love where he took the character. I love how he made him very humanized and how he gave us this, like, great approach to who Detective Pikachu is. Just a really well-rounded role and really well done by Ryan Reynolds. So that brings me to the second film that I really enjoyed Mr. Ryan Reynolds in. And this, of course, is a great blockbuster hit that was the first R-rated film in history to be the top box office. This movie came out in 2016, brought to life this awesome Marvel character that we've been waiting to see on the big screen. He is and always will be this character. And that, of course, is a film called Deadpool. Oh, yeah! Deadpool, one of the awesomest, amazing characters in the Marvel, universe. Basically, he's a souped-up Wolverine, basically. He's awesome, and he's amazing. And this character is just so iconic, Ryan Reynolds. He is Deadpool. He was so perfect and awesome as the character. His wit, his sarcasm, his right-on dialogue. He was so perfect as character, and I can't wait to see more of him playing this character. Deadpool is such an amazing film, too. It was so well done. I love the aspect of that. They brought in Colossus and Neosonic Warhead and how it just played out, gave us this really great origin story. And, to find out how, Deadpool became Deadpool and stuff like that, what happened to Wade Wilson, and just, like, really gave us this really awesome and amazing film. And Ryan was just amazing as this character. And like I said, he will always be Deadpool to me, and he's fantastic. Can't wait to see more from him, and he's such a great actor. If you haven't seen Deadpool either, definitely check out People. It's worth the watch. So that brings me to the second actor in this awesome film. Now, this gentleman, he hasn't been around very long, but in the short amount of time he's been around, he has done some very impressible, very awesome acting credits, and just was really fantastic in this film. And that, of course, is the other co-lead in this film, Mr. Justice Smith. Oh, yeah! Justice Smith, this kid is awesome. I absolutely loved him in this film. Thought he was fantastic, and pretty much everything I've seen him in, I thought he was really fantastic as well. Now, a couple of films, or one I've heard of that he was in, and the other one I've seen, are a couple of films that are very two different genres. One's a, like, teen sappy kind of, rom-com / drama, kind of with a little bit of comedy added to it, and then the other one is a super sci-fi action adventure film. And he really shows how well he has a great grasp on the ability to really act in any type of genre, and I really can see that from his acting trail in Detective Pokemon Pikachu. Now, the first film that I'll be talking about that Justice was in is a film that came out in 2015 that has a very big ensemble cast of teen actors at the time. That Cara Delevingne was in it, and that I believe it's Nat Wolff that plays the other character in the film. I know it's one of the Wolff brothers from the Naked Brothers band. But this film was considered a big hit. It was considered a classic. It's, from the writer of No Fault in the Stars. And I haven't had a chance to see it. I actually have it. I'm going to watch it eventually. But I heard that Justice was in it. He plays kind of a supporting role to Nat Wolff's character. And it's just a really great pleasure in the film. And that, of course, is a film called Paper Towns. Oh, yeah. Paper Towns. So, like I said, this is, this kind of like drama, rom-com, kind of comedy, drama element film. One of those teenage films that, centers really on, kind of, life crises and stuff like that. And I heard that Justice Smith plays one of the kind of like side best friends of Nat Wolff's character, that he did a really great job in it, and that he gave us this really great performance, and that he really brought a lot of great human characterizations to this character, and gave us this great, supporting character to Nat Wolff's character, and playing this really great best friend, and gave us this really interesting and very well done performance. Very interested in seeing what he does with that film when I get around to watching it, and definitely looking forward to seeing what else he has for acting chops as well. So that brings me to the second film Justice Smith was in that I think he was really fantastic in. This one I've actually seen. I saw it in theaters, saw it a couple times now. since I bought it on Blu-ray 4K and stuff like that. And I just thought he was really fantastic film. He was super hilarious. I love where he took the character, and I just thought he was really fun. And that, of course, is the film called Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Oh, yeah! So Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is a great, awesome, amazing dinosaur film. It is the second film in the new Jurassic World trilogy. It is the fifth film in the Jurassic Park series, and it's just a really amazing and awesome film. And I thought it was really well done. Even though the critics didn't care too much for it, I thought it was really fantastic. And I thought Justice Smith brought a great new characterization and character to this film. He was such a great kind of like side character, and just worked so well with Bryce Dallas Howard. He worked so well with, Chris Pratt. And just his comedy element in the film was so stinking funny. And I love a lot of his one-liners throughout the film. And he just was so fantastic. It really showed, I feel, how great of comic chops he has. And how well he could be a comedian if he wants to. Because even in Detective Pokemon, he actually does that a lot too in this film as well. And I just love the essence he brought to the character in Jurassic World. He just was really fantastic, and I really enjoyed his characterization, enjoyed his character, and just really enjoyed his performance altogether. Really well done performance. If you haven't seen Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, definitely check it out. Justice Smith is amazing in it and was really awesome. Now, when it comes to his performance in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, like I said, I thought he was fantastic in it. I thought he had a lot of great comedy kind of one-liners throughout the film. I thought his interaction with Pikachu was really amazing as well. His interaction with everyone that was involved in the film, he was just on point and pinpoint. I thought he was a great choice for the character. And he just made the film very enjoyable and really well-rounded. And I just really thought his performance was very much, up there with a lot of these great actors that have been around for even 10 years and 20 years or so, that were, kind of coming on the scene, in the early 2000s and, started making it big in like the 2010s. And I thought that he already has that type of acting chops and really showed it in Detective Pokemon Pikachu. And I thought that he just did a really amazing job. Really enjoyed his performance and looking forward to more from him. So that brings me to the next actress in this awesome film. Now, this actress, she's been around. She's been around for a last decade or so, and has done quite a few like Disney Channel shows and stuff like that. She's done a few other things. She's done a few other films. I've actually seen a couple of the other ones she's been in, and I thought that she was actually not too bad in the film, and was an interesting addition to the film. And that, of course, the actress known as Miss Kathryn Newton. Oh, yeah. So Kathryn Newton, like I said, has been kind of been big in the Disney Channel theme scene. She did a lot of that kind of stuff. Did, bit parts in other movies and has done bit parts on shows and stuff like that. And really has come into her own over the last few years. She was in a couple big blockbusters now. And I thought that she was really fun in this film and was a great, added addition to Justice Smith's character in the film. Now, a couple films that I've seen her in and thought she was okay and not too bad in. The first one I'm going to be talking about is an awesome film that came out in 2018 that has an awesome star cast. I mean, you got Ike Barinholtz in it, you got Leslie Mann, you got John Cena in the film. This movie is just a really awesome comedy powerhouse. And I just really enjoyed Kathryn Newton, and I thought she was really fantastic. And I thought that she played the character very well. She plays Leslie Mann's daughter in the film, and I thought that they co-worked together very well, and they meshed very well, and they really felt like mother and daughter, and I thought that was really fun. And that, of course, is a film called Blockers. Oh, yeah! Absolutely loved this film. I thought it was super hilarious. I loved the whole idea behind it. Everyone involved was really funny, super hilarious, and just did a really fantastic job. And I just really enjoyed it and thought it was just a really well-rounded film as well, and had a lot of great comedy elements to it. And Kathryn Newton, like I said, I loved how she played Leslie Mann's daughter. I thought she was fantastic. I love where she took her character, where she was kind of the only one with an actual boyfriend in the film, and how she has her mindset on what she wants to do. And I like that, how confident she is in the film, and how she brings that to life in the film. And that she did a really fantastic and fun job with that. and just did a really great performance and was really funny too as well. But at the same time, you kind of have this endearing feeling for her, and you're kind of rooting for her. And I thought she did a really fantastic job with that in Blockers. If you haven't seen Blockers, definitely check out, people. It's worth the watch. So that brings me to the second film that Kathryn Newton was in. Now, this film that she was in, she didn't have a huge part, but she does play a central pivotal point in this movie with the main pivotal characters in the film. And she actually has kind of like an on-screen, I would say cameos a little bit. She like has a little bit of bit parts throughout the film. You see her picture throughout the film, and she definitely was a really great powerhouse in the little scenes that she did have. And that, of course, is the film starring the Oscar-winning actress Miss Frances McDormand, the great film starring Woody Harrelson, and the Oscar-winning Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This movie is so freaking fantastic. I absolutely loved it when I saw it in theaters. This movie was just a powerhouse film from the start, just from the casting alone. The movie itself was so awesome and intense and so well played, and just was an amazing film that gives reality to sometimes what things happen to people in real life, and that's what this movie does. And I thought it did a fantastic job with that. And this movie is just so great, and Kathryn Newton, like I said, in her short parts that was in the film, she did a really fantastic job. I really enjoyed how she brought to life this character that she portrayed. Unfortunately, she's the victim of, being killed, being raped, unfortunately, in the film. And she played the character to the T, showing us who she was and, what we don't know about her, basically, and how this wonderful person, unfortunately, lost her life to these idiots, and basically what her mother is trying to do to, rectify what's happened to her daughter. And Kathryn Newton brought to life that character, like I said, and gave us this great, character that, we really don't get to see throughout the film, but we get to see bit parts that show us, what was lost. And that was, I thought, a really well done performance, and I thought Kathryn did an amazing job with that, and just worked really well with everyone that she got to interact with in the few scenes she did have. Really well done performance. Great film if you have not seen it. Definitely check out 3 Boards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It is an amazing film, people. Worth the watch. Really amazing. Really well done, and so glad I have it in my collection. So when it comes to Kathryn Newton's performance in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, I thought she did a really fantastic job. I really enjoyed her. I really thought she was a great co-lead with Justice Smith in the film, and I thought that they meshed very well. Her scenes weren't super huge in this one either, but when she was in the film, she was really enjoyable and fun to watch. And I thought she brought a great presence to the character she portrayed, because she plays kind of like this reporter, but at the same time she's not officially a reporter, and she's trying to get like a good story so she can become a full-fledged reporter. And I thought that she really brought to life that character and gave us this great interpretation of what that would be like to be a person like that. And I thought that she meshed really well with everyone in the film, from Pikachu to Justice Smith's character to, everyone else that was involved in the film. And I thought that she just did a really fun job and made the film very enjoyable. If you have not seen Detective Pikachu yet, definitely check it out for Kathryn Newton's performance. She was really fun, really fantastic, and was very enjoyable in the film. So this brings me to my final actor that I'll be talking about from this awesome movie that I have seen. Now, this awesome actor is a great British, actor that is great at comedy, great at action, great at serious drama pieces. He is just an amazing actor. I always enjoy him in anything I see him in. And that, of course, is Mr. Bill Nighy. Oh, yeah. Bill Nighy. Woohoo! Yeah. So Bill Nighy you might recognize from a little film called, The Great and Amazing Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, playing the great and amazing, awesome Davy Jones. You might recognize him for a few other films over the years, but most notably a couple films that I really enjoyed. Now, a couple films I really enjoyed that he was in. The first one happens to be an awesome film that came out in 2005. That is a great comedy zombie film that was directed by the awesome Edgar Wright and stars Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, a huge ensemble, awesome cast of British actors that I feel should get more recognition for how awesome of actors they are. And that, of course, is the awesome film Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Zombies. Shaun of the Dead. Oh my god, such a great film. Amazing film directed by Edgar Wright. And Bill Nighy plays Simon Pegg's stepfather in the film. And he is so stinking hilarious as this character. I love how just dead bone, kind of flat tone he is. Kind of deadpan he has throughout the film. I just love his approach to the character. I love how his interactions with Simon Pegg are. And pretty much everyone else that he's, talking with in the film. I think he brings to life this character and gives us this really fun and awesome character. And you end up liking him at the very end, when unfortunately he ends up becoming a zombie. And you kind of like, oh, you like Philip, you're like, oh, Bill Nighy, Philip, And at the same time, he was so awesome as the character and so well rehearsed and just brought to life this awesome little short character that he gets to play. And he just was so amazing in it. He just was a great part of a great ensemble cast of that film, and I just really enjoyed him in it. Really well done performance by Bill Nighy, and always look forward to more of his performances in films. So that brings me to the second film that Mr. Bill Nighy was in that I think he was fantastic in. Now, this film, his part wasn't as big as in the first part that he was in, but still, it was a big enough part and an awesome performance that I feel was his best performance of the two film series. And that, of course, is the awesome portrayal of Davy Jones again in the film Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Oh, yeah! So this is the third and final film in the Gord Verbinski Pirates of the Caribbean film series. And Davy Jones' character, played by Bill Nighy, once again is brought to life by Bill Nighy. And he just was so awesome as this character. And, he just was so amazing as the character. And he just brought the character to life with, his great Bill Nighy-isms and just his performance all in all. And he just really brought this great character of this interesting, take on the Davy Jones Locker, kind of history and, tall tale. And he just was really just so amazing film. And his performance in this one, because of, his heart being basically, being taken and him trying to get it back and him having to deal with the fact of what's going to happen to him. He just did an amazing performance and gave us this great kind of drama aspect to his acting in this film, along with the kind of, the sci-fi, fantasy, fairy tale type of aspect to it as well. And he just did such a fantastic job. I absolutely loved his characterization of that character in this film. I thought he did a fantastic job. And just was a really well done, rounded performance by Bill. He was just so awesome. Like I said, I can't say enough. I think Bill Nighy is amazing. I love everything he's in. And I can't wait to see more from him. Such a great performance. Now, when it comes to his performance in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, he was awesome because you're not sure where his character lies in the film. And if he's a good guy or a bad guy. And I love that aspect of how great of an actor Bill Nighy is. And that's what he brings to this performance. He gives us this great performance of you not knowing where he lies, what he's really up to, and basically you don't know until towards the very end of the film. And he did such a fantastic job with that, but I love his performance of film. Thought he was really fantastic. Thought he was a great addition as that type of that character, and was just a really great addition to film. And once again, can't say enough. Can't wait to see more from him. Definitely worth the watch if you're a big Bill Nighy fan. Check out Detective Pokemon Pikachu if you're a big Bill Nighy fan. So if you're not familiar with what Pokemon Detective Pikachu is about, basically the premise of the film is the movie is basically about how Pikachu, who is a detective, basically has lost his memory and is trying to figure out why he lost his memory and what memories he's lost. And basically he ends up coming in interacting with Justice Smith's character, and they become kind of like a bonding duo and trying to figure out what happened to Pikachu and also what happened to Justice Smith's dad's character in the film. And basically trying to find both of these things out while, battling an enemy and the craziness that's going on in the city. It's a really fantastic film. If you have not seen it yet, definitely check it out, people. It's worth the watch. Like I said, made me love Pokemon so much more. Made me addicted to it. I'm playing games of it. I'm playing Pokemon Go now. It is an amazing film. Really well done. Really awesome. I couldn't say better things about this film. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up on this film. Hopefully they'll make more sequels. I'm hoping, because this one was just awesome as hell. And looking forward to more Pokemon live action films, especially with Pikachu and Ryan Reynolds do the voice. Just an amazing all-around, well-rounded film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out, people. Worth a watch. Still in theaters right now, people. In theaters. Yeah. Go check it out. So I didn't tell you to go do it. Go see it. Go see it. Anywho. I didn't say anything. Did I? So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, subscribers. And if it's your first time here, if you've been here before and haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Great invitation. Do I need Pikachu to come talk to you? Say, come on, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this awesome video. Come on. Yeah, you should. You know you want to. Anyways, as always, if you haven't seen this awesome review, you haven't lived. Have you? Anyways, and as always, people, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, people, check out the awesome Stardust app where you can watch 3 to 30-second little mini reviews of TV shows, trailers, movies, anything your heart desires. And it's an awesome free app that you can download through any of the Google Play stores or the Apple Play stores. And it's an awesome app, so definitely check that out, people. And if you do end up doing it, creating an account, go ahead and look for me under the Cybernetic13 and follow me, and I'll follow you back. And as always, people, check out the awesome horror pack too as well. And if that's something that interests you and you're a huge horror fan where you'd like to get 4 amazing Blu-rays or DVDs right to your door every month for a great low price, go ahead and check out that link down below, people, and get a discount on your first month. That's right. Discount, my friends. Discount. And as always, people, catch you in the next one.